What's going on, guys? Tom McNamara here. Today I'm going to be bringing you guys another video which is going to be about how to use MyFitnessPal. Now, MyFitnessPal is an awesome app that you can implement. It's basically going to show you how to track your macros and your calories, and that's how I'm going to help you out today. Now, I know a few people aren't too sure, why you need to do that. Now, the reason why we need to track our macros and specifically our calories is just so you can manipulate those to help you reach your goals. So in the gym with your fitness. So if you're wanting to, lose body fat and lose weight, or gain muscle and gain size. Now, obviously training is important, but eating is more important. Most people think, 20% training, 80% in the kitchen. So this is a way for you to implement foods that you want to eat. Now, it's going to be more based around flexible dieting, or you've probably heard if it fits your macros. So that's more of a sustainable approach. That's what I personally follow. So yeah, tune in. I'm going to give you guys a few tips on how to do this on your own at home. All right, guys, so I'll get you to download the app. Now, once you download the app, I'll get you to open it up. Now, if you haven't downloaded the app before, it's going to ask you a handful of questions. So, your weight, your height, your activity level. It's going to use that information to basically figure out what your maintenance calories are. Now, if you want my approach, I've actually released a video a little bit prior, so I'll link it up here and also in the description below on how to set up your calories and your macros, depending on whether you want, gain muscle or lose body fat. Now, once you do that, you're gonna have this screen here. So you're gonna have the 4 pages, so the main pages. So you're gonna have home, you're gonna have diary, you're gonna have progress, and then you're gonna have more. Now, the main ones that we're gonna focus on is just your diary and your more. Now, a common thing is straight away, it's gonna set it up in kilojoules. Now, if you watch the video, you'll actually realize that there is 4.1 kilojoules roughly in a calorie. So we wanna go to more. Now, what we wanna do is we wanna go down into settings, and then we want to go into profile. And then in our profile, down the bottom, we want to go units. Now, in your units, you want to make sure that you're in kilograms, and also the main one, energy, we want to make it in calories, just because it's a lot easier to calculate and you won't have such high numbers. Okay, so once we do that, then we're going to go into, so we're going to go back, and then we're going to go into goals. Now, if you did watch the video, you would have your calories, depending on whether you want to be in a deficit and be losing body fat and weight, or in a surplus where you're wanting to gain muscle and gain size. Now, once you get that, what we're going to do is we're going to go into the nutrition goals. We're going to go calories, carbs, protein, and fat goals. So we're going to tap on that. Now, this is where we're going to input it. Now, I have the free version. You don't need the paid version. I've been using this app for years. Now, it has enough tools for you to obviously succeed with the free version. If you want to have, a few more tools available to you, you can definitely go the paid version. But what I want you to do is just type in your calories. So for me, my calories, I'm just going to say for today, are 3,000 calories. Now, with your carbs, protein, and fat, on the free version, it's going to do percentage based. Now, I want you to change the percentage as close to the numbers that you get. Now, for me, I'm going to make my protein 30%, because my protein that I wanted to aim for is 210 grams. Now, it is 215 grams, which is a bit higher, but that's fine, we'll stick to that. Now, this is going to put my total out. Now, for me personally, I want to go the high carb and low fat option. Now, it doesn't really matter. It just depends on your personal preference. Now, I'm a carb lover. I love my pasta. I love my bread. So I'm going to go high carbs, low fats. Now, if you're someone who loves your fats, you definitely go high fat, low carb. That's otherwise known as keto diet. But you just play around with it. We want the total to equal to 100%. So I'm going to go bump my carbs up, leave my fats at 67 grams. So my protein's going to be 225 grams. I've got my carbs at, we're going to go the other way. I've got my carbs at 50%, which is 375 grams, and I've got my fats quite low at 67 grams. Now, once we do that, that's actually going to update that in the app. Now, we have our set goals, so we're going to go back, we're going to go out of the more section, and we're going to go to our diary section. So with our diary section, this is basically going to be the log, so our daily log of the food. Now, this is where we're going to input. So this is the main page you should be using. Now, what we're going to do, if you have a look, you can tap the top part where it says, calories remaining. It's got your goal, your food, your exercise, and your remaining. What I want you to focus on is just the goal and the food. Now, we're not going to take in your exercise just because that's already been taken into consideration if you watch that video prior. So you can tap on there, you can see, your summary, your total, your goal and how many you have left. Now, because I haven't tracked anything yet, mine's gonna be 0. Now, the next step that we're gonna do is we're gonna input food. Now, obviously, I'm just gonna walk into the pantry now, we're gonna grab a few items, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna input it. So if you come follow me, we're gonna go this way. We've got the almond milk, so vanilla flavor, and we've got plus 0. Now, say for example, I wanted to track these items. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna tap add food. So I'm gonna tap add food. Now, you've got the search bar or you've got the barcode. Now, if you've got packaged goods like this and they've got a barcode, definitely use it. So we're gonna tap on the barcode item, and then we're gonna basically find the barcode. So the barcode on this bad boy, I think, yeah, he's gonna be on the bottom. So I'm gonna scan that. Perfect, and then it comes up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that the nutritional information on MyFitnessPal actually matches the nutrition panel. So generally I just compare that. So per serving, this one has, let's have a look. We've got 5.6 protein, it's matching. The carbs, which is the main macronutrients we are tracking, 26.9, that's matching, and also the fat, 0.9, that's matching, okay? Now, the next step is just deciding how much you want. Now, I basically go with 2 servings. So 1 serving's 40 grams, I'm gonna go 2 servings, so that's 80 grams in total. So I'm gonna type in 2, and then tick, and that works out to 296 calories. So I'm gonna track that. So that's tracked, and then I'm gonna track my almond milk. So with my almond milk, this is in mils. So the whole thing has, I believe this is a litre. Where are we? Yeah, 1 litre. So it's 1 litre of almond milk. So generally I just go 1 serving of this. You can go up to 2. So I'm gonna scan the barcode there and straight to 250 mils, which is 1 serving. So I'm just gonna go 250 mils. Let's stuff it. Let's go 250. I've done 2 servings of this, and I'm gonna get tick. Before I do tick though, I'm just gonna quickly compare. So the carbs match, the proteins match, and the fats match. Now sometimes it doesn't match, and that's where we need to use a search bar, but we're lucky that it did match, so we're gonna tick, and that's tracked. Now what we're gonna do, obviously it's really hard to eyeball, how much is 80 grams of cereal, how much is 250 grams of milk. Now this is where scales come in place. Now kitchen scales are important. Think of it like this, the more accurate we are with our tracking and the less human error that we have, the better our results are gonna be and the faster we're gonna get there, just because we're gonna be basically consuming what we're tracking. Whereas some people who just eyeball food, you're not exactly getting the 80 grams, you probably might bump it up and be tracking 120 grams, but it might look like 80. So I'm gonna grab the kitchen scales now. Our kitchen scales are important. So what we're gonna do we're gonna grab a bowl. So we'll get a bowl out here. And then we're gonna put the bowl in. Now, we obviously don't wanna factor in the weight of the bowl. Like this bowl's 750 grams. So we're gonna hit the 0. So we're gonna tear it out, so it's gonna be 0. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this. It's gonna be nice and easy. So I'm just gonna put in 80 grams of cereal. And that's exactly 80 grams. So if you go over a little bit, that's fine. I generally I'm quite pedantic. I actually pick stuff up, put it back in. But if you're not that type of person, don't worry. Now that's 80 grams. Now I'm gonna hit tear. So I'm gonna 0 that out, and it's gonna go back to 0. And then like I said, I'm on 250 mils of this stuff. So I'm gonna open it up, so it's on 0. And then I'm just gonna basically pour this stuff in. Now, if you have it close up, it doesn't look too appetizing, but once you stir it in, it actually tastes really good. So that's basically an example of my breakfast meal, okay? So that's tracked and that's accurate. That's how I do things. So you can try that out. Like I said, you don't have to use the kitchen scales, but if you do, you're gonna be a lot more accurate. So that's basically how we do that. Now, a total of that meal is 382 calories for anyone at home asking. We've got 12 protein, 66 carbs, and 5 grams of fat. So usually I'd throw on a scoop of protein, but I'm just showing you guys how to input today. Now, that's an example of how you do things if it's pre-packaged. Say for example, if you come this way, and we've got uncooked products. So say for example, we've got jasmine rice, and then I'll see if I have any chicken breast in the fridge. Let's have a look. Say for example, see what we have in here. Now, I haven't done the shop today, but say for example, I've got chicken. Now, I might have a bit of frozen chicken breast in here. Cool. All right, give me 1 second. Say for example, we have, this is just gonna have to do. Say for example, we have eggs. Now you can obviously track your eggs. But if you really wanted to weigh it out, so if you have raw products, the most accurate way to do it is to weigh it uncooked, okay? So obviously, eggs isn't a great example. I don't have any chicken breast in the fridge, but if we did have chicken breast, obviously it's raw. Now, you know, when you cook stuff like chicken breast or like uncooked rice, it can actually vary with the cooked weight and the raw weight. So the most accurate way is to weigh it raw before you do cook it. And that's gonna give you more of an idea about the exact amount of calories. Because when you think of it, say for example, you overcook your rice, even though you have 100 grams uncooked, it's gonna look a lot smaller from your eyeballs, just because it's gonna be a lot drier. Whereas if, you know, someone perfectly cooked their rice, it's nice and fluffy, it's gonna look like 250 grams uncooked, but it's actually the exact same. So that's the benefit of weighing it raw. Same with chicken breast. So, you know, some people like to oven bake their chicken breast. I like to just pan fry, but obviously your oven bake's probably gonna be a lot juicier than your pan fried, just because, you know, you're gonna lose all that moisture and stuff. So that's why I do raw weight. So if you can weigh things raw, it's gonna be a lot more accurate. Like I said, that's gonna fast track your results, and you're gonna see those changes much faster because you're actually eating that set amount of calories and your macros. So that's basically all I wanted to say in relation to tracking food at home. Now, and a handy thing about If It Fits Your Macros, and specifically MyFitnessPal, is that it's such a big database that you can actually eat out fast food. So my go-tos are Nando's, I eat grilled, Guzman Gomez, and sometimes McDonald's. Now, obviously you would have watched my last video. There are things such as, you know, quotation healthy foods, which are generally whole foods, and your quotation unhealthy fast foods. Now the best part about If It Fits Your Macros is you can basically have a mixture of both if you want to. Now the benefits of your quotation healthy foods or your whole foods is that you're gonna get more bang for your buck. So there's more volume, generally gonna get filled, you're gonna be satiated for longer, and they're gonna be higher in micronutrients, you know, like your vitamins and your minerals. Whereas your fast foods, they're generally higher in saturated fats. You're getting less bang for your buck because if you watched the last video, you know, fats are twice as calorie dense as carbs. But, you know, it's obviously to be sustainable, you know, if you're going out for lunch on the weekend or breakfast, it's good to be able to still stay on track with your goals and still be able to eat that food in conjunction with the other food. I tend to, you know, fit stuff in when I'm on the go. I'm quite busy in my day-to-day. So it's good to be able to do both. Now, with this, say for example, I went to Nando's. So I'm gonna show you how to track a Nando's meal. So we're gonna go to lunch, say for example, went to Nando's, we're gonna type in, so Nando's. Now my go-to at Nando's is the chicken black burger. So we've got that here. For the chicken black burger, I'm gonna tick on that. Now the chicken black burger has 50 protein, lots of chicken, heaps of protein, 50.9 carbs and 24.6 fat. So I'm gonna tick that. So I'm gonna add that, and then I like to have sweet potato chips as well if I do go. So I get the sneaky sweet potato chips in, so I'm gonna go sweet potato chips, Nando's. Now, what we're gonna do is track that. So that's 385 calories. Now, I generally cross-reference that with the nutritional panel that's found on the particular restaurant's website. So just jump on Google, type in, you know, Macca's or Nando's nutrition panel. Generally, they have a rough calorie and macro breakdown of each, and you can add that in. Now, say for example, I went out for lunch, I'm still staying on track. So with that breakfast, and I went out to Nando's, I've only had 1,400 calories, and I've got pretty much 1,600 calories remainder. Now that's basically an idea how to track your calories. Now with your macros as well, obviously this food is made up of protein, carbs or fats, which are the main macronutrients. So the breakdown so far, I've had 66 protein, 168 carbs and 47 fat. So I've pretty much taken a lot of my fat up already. Obviously I've eaten out, which is, you know, due to that sweet potato chips and the burger itself, which probably had cheese and mayo on it. So for the rest of the day, what I'd be probably having is, you know, a few scoops of protein. I'd be having probably some chicken breast or some type of lean protein source with some type of clean carbs, which will generally be low in fat. So that way I'm gonna hit my protein goal. So I've still got 159 protein to hit, which is quite a lot, but obviously, you know, with that protein, it's gonna boost those numbers up. With my carbs, I've got 207 left, so the rice is gonna take care of that. And with the fats, 20 grams. So obviously from the other stuff, like I said, the high protein, high carb stuff and low fat, I'm gonna still be able to stay under those goals. Now, once you do have all your food during the day, you need to make sure that you hit that as close close as you can. Now, the closer you get to that and the consistently you do that, the faster you are going to reach your goals. And obviously, if you're supplementing in a structured training plan on top of that, you're definitely going to be able to gain that muscle or put on that size and strength as well, rather than just eyeballing foods and not tracking your calories. There you have it, a full tutorial for you to follow on how to use MyFitnessPal. Now, hopefully you learned something new, whether it be tracking or inputting, or even if it's something as simple as doing raw weights. Now, I know that you following those things are going to help you get to your results much faster, no matter what they may be. Now, guys, I've been working really hard to keep bringing you guys content like this, so I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up, as well as that smash the subscribe button, because like I said, there's going to be more content rolling out. Now, take care. Let me know how you go in the comments with your tracking, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next vid.